We are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we are everywhere. And I know it's not Sunday night, and I don't know if anybody's going to show up or not, but this is going to be a good episode because we're going to talk a little bit about the science and how to get high ticket pricing, right? And whether it's pressure washing Christmas lights, gutter cleaning, we're going to hit on a little bit of all of that. But before we get there, I know it's not Sunday night, and I know I didn't show up last night. Shoot me now, whatever you want to do. But that's what happened. So you all know that I'm on water rescue, and every year at this time, Labor Day weekend, Sunday night, there is a huge fireworks show in the Cincinnati area on the river. And so I was actually on the river last night. I kind of got voluntold to I needed to sign up because they needed an operator for our big boat. And so I was out on the river saving lives. And I actually think we might have saved a life last night. We had a person that was on the water, and they were on a boat, and they might have had, I don't know if they had any alcohol or not, but they were on a boat. And so they needed some help. Some woman went down. She was choking. I don't know what hell happened, but we was able, by the time we got her into the ambulance, she did have a rhythm and she was breathing on her own. So that was pretty cool that had happened. And there's, you know how, I know a lot of you guys are firemen and different things and know how it can be exciting and everything happening, and there's big picket lines that you're trying to get our big boat down through. And so it just like things opened up, we got there, got her into the ambulance, and she was headed off to the hospital. And so that was a pretty cool thing that happened last night. But with that said, how many people out there are working today, or you are just hanging out, and where are you from? And so we got Donovan on here. Everybody I've had Donovan on several times, and Donovan's actually working too. And so what up, my guys? Jeremy Main says, awesome. We got Gene. What's up? And so we are going to just sit here and chat a little bit. I was talking to Donovan, and I was like, whose channel is this Tesla? I'm confused. Haha, nice to see you. I don't know why it's putting the Tesla emblem on there. I'm using Restream, and it's putting the Tesla emblem on there, and I have no idea why it's doing that for. So I guess I'm gonna have to go figure something. Yeah, the Tesla symbol. I just seen it actually when Trish has said it. I actually looked and seen it on my thing, and I have no idea why it is. So we got it's Labor Day, hanging out in Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee is one of my favorite places to hang out. It's a beautiful place. I love going down there. It's a lot of fun. Just got done a gutter cleaning with Mr. Tristan out there. Nope, a lazy day. Finally get a day off. Been cleaning a lot. Awesome, dude. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm working on marking as we speak, taking action. We love taking action. Who all's ready to take some action and make things happen? That is what I'm talking about. I thought I was a new scam. I was a new scam, huh? Yeah, you never know about them scamming people. I'm working on the brand new rig for a brand new business, Soft Suds in Kansas. What is up? And so, you know, Donovan and I was talking. We talk a lot and take action and make things happen. And he called me and was asking me about this class this weekend and about someone wanting to join or take it. And so that's awesome to see people wanting to take action. And it is one of those things that I try to teach in a way that I don't just teach one way, because I have learned from myself that not everybody learns the same way, right? Not everybody learns the exact same way. And so with that said, I am one that you might hear me reading something, and I will be reading it, and I will literally be reading it out loud so I can listen to myself, right? I'm not a very good reader. I suck at reading. It's hard for me to do. That's why I do a lot of audiobooks. And so when we talk about classes, that's why I teach in like 3 different ways. I show it on PowerPoint. Actually, it's going to be 4 ways now because I show it on PowerPoint. You actually get the PowerPoint in hand. You get to actually do it. You get to put the hands onto it. I actually show you how to do it, and then you actually get to do it. And so, with that said, I'm big on how to help you learn. And, I had a guy message me and he's like, Jason, you had said something that helped me grow my business to this amount. And, that is something that I've always tried to do, and I always try to do, and I always try to help you in any way I can. There's a lot of people, and I could give, I give away probably way too much stuff that I shouldn't give away. But I'm here to help you. I'm wanting to grow your business. I want you to be able to take your business, and not everybody is designed to be a business person. And I want you to take that business and be able to grow it and be able to do the things that you want to do in that. And so when we are selling jobs, this is probably one of the things that when we are selling jobs, it's not about selling it on price. It's not about selling on what you do. At the end of the day, it's about selling a result, right? If we sell results, it don't matter what it costs us. It don't matter what it costs us if we can get it done with a result. I've been trying to get my property surveyed for almost probably a year now, and I can't get nobody to show up. I can't get the results that I want, right? I can't get the result, and I'm willing to pay for results. And so if we look at when we're selling, we sell on results, it will make a lot of difference in what we're doing. So with that said, that's kind of what we're going to be on. If you don't know who this guy is, tell me who. It's the guy that always eats on my show. And so it drives people nuts. And so that's why he does it. And I love it. It's kind of our branding, right? As we do this together. But just tell me a little bit about who are you, where are you from, all of that good stuff.
Hey, so my name is Donovan. I am married. I got kids. I got a few dogs. Matter of fact, I just got a new dog, which might make it so that I'm not married. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I've always owned my own business. I kind of grew up in an entrepreneurial family. My father has 4 degrees and a thermometer, and he actually put himself through college with a window cleaning kind of a side hustle. He didn't do it as a big company with a bunch of employees and stuff like that. He did it as just like an extra job to do on the weekends, or if he lost his job, he went and got more clients and hustled up more work, so the bills were always paid. I think I grew up like a lot of people, maybe not with that entrepreneurial type aspect, but I think I would still probably I'm more like everybody else than I am different. Parents got divorced at a young age, and I saw there some of the things that I didn't want, which motivated me. Some of the things that I did want was from the entrepreneurial side of things, so that motivated me. I grew up kind of like you're saying, Jason. I got a tough time reading and tough time focusing and learning. So when I would go to school, I couldn't write and take notes and learn and listen at the same time. So I would always just listen, and that's how I would learn, by doing it with my hands and by listening. Um, but I got this little thing called ADHD, whatever that thing is, that you can focus on something for a long time and then you just squirrel, and then you don't, you leave a job halfway done or unfinished or whatever. So I got all that stuff, kind of going for me. But where I'm at today is we got a exterior cleaning business, so we do gutter cleaning, power wash, and window cleaning. Um, and we also do Christmas lights. So you can see there in the background. That's where I'm at today. We got people in the office. My wife doesn't have to be in the office anymore. Got a new office manager. Um, that's awesome. So we got a few people in the office, got a few trucks and a few crews out in the field. And quite frankly, we're just at a place where we're loving life right now. And money's good, business is good. A lot of that really changed when I started quoting jobs properly and that kind of leads us into the talk for today. So, I've had a business for a really long time, and there for a really long time, I pretty much was getting by, but I didn't. I wasn't extremely profitable. I couldn't afford the 8,000 square foot office and warehouse, and I couldn't afford trucks and having office managers. I couldn't afford all that stuff because I thought I was bidding the jobs and I was making good money. Well, yeah, I was making better money than if I went and worked for somebody else. But in terms of like running a business, um, I wasn't bidding the jobs properly. So that's one thing I think that once I got that figured out with some of your help and some of the help from other people, it made one of the biggest impacts in my life where, yeah, again, I got a bunch of kids, bunch of dogs, a wife, she's never had to work a job working for somebody else. And, it's just opened up quite a few options. And that's sort of where I'm at in my life right now is I'm going after options more than I'm chasing a dollar bill. So we're in a pretty good place right now.
No, you're not really chasing dollar bills. You're just chasing puppies and dogs, I think. So,
Oh man, this new dog, he's a little alligator. So he's a Malinois, but like an alligator, man. He's just a crazy little crackhead right now. He comes and I come out there to a little kennel and I see him and he's like, ah! I mean, he can't even control himself. He's flopping around all over the place. And my wife is just standing over there like, I love you, Donovan, but you're pushing that line. You're pushing that line with these damn dogs. So but yeah, I like my dogs. If y'all come to anybody come to the training, I might bring one of them. I can't bring all of them, but I might bring one of them so everybody can play around with them.
so let's ask a question, and I'd like to see some of your all's answer is, what are some things that you struggle with when pricing jobs? What are some things that you struggle with when pricing jobs? What are some things that what are the hard things when we're pricing jobs? Whether it's pressure washing, Christmas lights, gutter cleaning, what are the things that you struggle with when we're pricing jobs? I'd like to see that in the comments here. Chris, it put up, what up? I'm registering today for the October class. I'm super pumped about learning in this sales class with you all. This is going to be an awesome, awesome wintertime, which is awesome. Dealing with low bidders, right? That can be a struggle sometimes, especially coming from Florida. But it is one of those things that you have to find the right customers, right? All right, let's get moving on here while you guys are answering those questions. So I got a little bit of here of, so one of the things that I see a lot of people do, and this is where they make the mistake, is you're not selling, and we're going to talk a little bit about in person versus online. We'll hit on that kind of stuff, and how you can deal with these things, whether you're dealing with it in line or online, whether you're dealing it in person. But you're not selling a job. You're not selling pressure washing at the end of the day. You are selling a result, right? You are selling what they want. You're selling them a clean house. That's what the person wants. They want a clean house. They don't care. I see so many people, we get so tied up and worrying about all the stupidest stuff. And, what should I put on my sign? Should I put soft washing? Should I put pressure washing? And a lot of times we're dealing with industry terms that these customers don't even know. They want their house clean. They don't want the mold on their house. Their house is green and they don't want that no more, right? And so we are selling a solution. We are selling they have a problem, we have a solution. What are your thoughts a little bit about that point right there, Donovan?
Well, I think it's really important that people understand that doing the work is worth $15 to $20 an hour. Running the business and quoting it right is worth $1 to $3 to $4 to $500 an hour, depending upon what service you're doing. I know plumbers that they go out there and they do the work, and if you can get them to show up, great and whatever, and they might be cheap and they can do the work really, really, really well, but they don't answer their phone. They don't quote the job a certain way. They make 5 trips to the store during the job, and they're out there working for half the day, and they make $300. So, I think that it's important to realize that if we work on our quoting process and the systems that we put in place to do jobs efficiently and work properly and learn how to quote online and showing up on time and getting that good job with a professional out there that's on time, the customer knows what to expect, you can do the same amount of work and you can charge a lot more for it because again, you're focusing on the result. You're focusing on you're not focusing on what you're doing necessarily. You're focusing on how you're doing it. That's all part of the result. Customers are going to remember a horrible experience or an amazing experience way longer than they're going to remember or forget about a good or okay job being done. So I think it's important, first off, to start there when we're talking about our quoting process. And then, what is important? What is important to your customer? Is it like right here, clipping light bulbs on a house? Or is that what's really important? Do they care that that's a C9 bulb or a C7 bulb? Do they care that it's 12-inch spacing versus 15-inch spacing? Or is it how that makes them feel? Or maybe it's a family member's last holiday, and this is they're going to remember how this made them feel as everybody came out there on Christmas Eve and the lights turned on and it was all warm and giggly and Grandpa had a good moment, and the lights were on and they got installed in time and they were reliable and they were this and they were that. So I think, I think I agree with you 100%. And when I stop focusing on, all right, I need to do the work, I need to get that done and start focusing more on the business, more on the how we're getting it done. That's when my business took off, to be honest. So
And
I don't know if that exactly answered your question or not.
no, it sounds great. And then the next thing here I want to hit on too is the more money you make, the more you help people. But and this is not only the helping the customer, but this is helping the customer, right? The more money we make, we can spend more money on marketing so we can get more. We make more money so that we can have employees so we can
Yep.
help more people. We make more money so then we can have office managers so we can make more money, right? And so, a lot of times people are like, you're greedy, you're just but here's the deal at the end of it. There's a reason why I preach premium pricing so that you can grow and scale your business. So, for instance, right now, DJ has been a one-man show. And I love getting on DJ a lot because it's fun and he's my best friend, right? And so I've been telling him he needs to hire someone, hire someone, hire someone. And he has a goal in his head that he wants to hit that he can hit by himself. And I'm fine with that. But here's the problem with it. So last week, he decided that his gallbladder was just going to go foobar. And he decided that. And so then he decided he was going to be in the hospital for 4 days. And then they decided that he can't lift nothing for 2 weeks for 15 pounds. So now he's down for 2 weeks. He's got all this working backing up on him because he decided that he wanted to do something in his head and not try to hire that employee or not try to get to start doing the things that we can do so that way we can do it. And don't get me wrong, being a one-man show can be a great thing. You can make lots of money. The profit's going to be the highest that you will ever be at, and you'll do all the great work. And it's an okay place to be. But the time that as soon as something happens to you, so I had Nick sick that is up in Illinois. He got literally hit by a truck on a motorcycle, right? And his life changed forever. That was 2 years ago today, actually. I've seen it in my memories. Actually, he shared it in his memories. And so, at that point, he had to start putting people in place. There's another person on here, Jeremy Main. Last year, he probably got way higher because his hip decided to go foobar on him, and he had to have a hip replacement, and he had to have all this stuff done to him that he couldn't get up and down ladders, which forced him that he had to go get employees. And sometimes there's things in life that will force you to have to do this. But you know what? What if there's things that you might be able to do this before it gets forced on you and you have to do this, right? What if we
Being
start building?
proactive instead of reactive. Yeah.
Exactly. What if we start being proactive versus reactive? What if we start thinking ahead of the next steps of how can I grow my business? And so with that, what are your thoughts on you? What do you think about the more money you make, the more people you can help?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I had a client. It was a Christmas site client, and guys, I know we're posting on the Power Washing channel. I do power washing. I mean, my shirt is. I don't know if you can see that. What I'm doing today is power washing, but um, I'm just talking about Christmas lights because we got this class coming up this weekend. This Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We are teaching power washing and Christmas lights here in Raleigh with Jason. But I just had this Christmas light client. They had to reduce their budget this year because the wife is going through breast cancer treatment. So they're still doing the lights, and I think they reduced their budget down to about $2,000. Okay. Um, so they went ahead and proved the quote, paid their deposit. So they're going to spend $2,000 with us for lights. But I told my wife. My wife told me what was going on, and I told my wife, all right, look, let's go out there September 15th and decorate her whole house in pink, and then let's go out there October 15th, change all the lights to Halloween colors because they did Halloween and Christmas last year. I said, let's do all of the design. Let's do the full design, not just the reduced stuff that they paid for this year. And then let's go out November 1st and change all of our house over again to Christmas lights. So, that's something where I'm not worrying about the profit I'm going to make on this job or not. Quite frankly, after doing all that work, I'm still not going to lose money. Now, I'm not going to make any profit on that job, but I'm not going to lose money on it. And that's because it's priced properly where we can say, this is a good client for us. They're going through a tough time. Let's see if we can bless them. And the other thing that's going to happen, those lights are going to bless other people driving by. And so when you do something like that, you never know what the effect is. We have this big tree right here. We got this big tree that we do. That's probably a 45, 50-foot tree. Um, and we did a tree lighting ceremony where we had a 4 or 5 piece brass band come out there, and we lit everything up, and it was all good and great and everything like that. At the end of the year, there was a lady um, that had a family situation where a family member had to, for medical reasons, come and move in with them, and they were struggling with some mental things. But every day they came home, and no matter how tough the day was, they knew when they came home with that family member for that day, that family member was going to see that tree and just light up. So if they're having a real bad mental day, it turned into something that they ended up looking forward to every single day for over a month in a time where they were at like a breaking point on dealing with this family's medically mental issues. And so you never know when you charge premium and then you say, all right, how can we just go out and do some amazing things? You never know how it's going to affect people. But here's the thing: if I'm charging for this house right here barely enough to cover my materials, I can't give them anything extra. I cannot afford to do that. I can't pay my bills, or maybe I can do it for this one person, but then that's it because it nearly bankrupts me to go out there and bless somebody. When we bless somebody, you should expect good things to be coming back to you. And also, you should be pricing your job so that you can help as many people as you want to help. All right. And it's going to come back to you. It shouldn't hurt you to help other people. And if everybody had that mindset, then there would be enough to go around for literally any situation that comes up or any way that you could bless somebody. There would be a business or an individual out there that has the ability to do it. So that's my theory.
And here's another concept that a lot of people struggle with: that profit is bad, right? Profit is evil. And it's a main thing that's coming from a lot of your media, and that profit is bad. And I just want to let you know something: profit is not a bad word, right? I teach. That's why I tell you to read the book Profit First, because it's a way to help start teaching you and training you how to start thinking and getting in the right mindset, of that profit is not a bad thing. If you're not going to make profit, you can go work for McDonald's or Chick-fil-A and make as much as some of these other guys are making starting out, right? And that's the thing that you can do. If that's what your goal is, go work for someone else. I have never said business is easy. Business can be hard. Business is hard. There's a lot of things you got to learn. There's a lot of things that you got to keep learning. There's new methods of doing marketing. There's new methods of cleaning. There's new methods of putting Christmas lights up. There's new methods of getting customers. There's always something that we're always going to learn. And at the end of the day, if you're not growing yourself and you're not learning and you just think you know it all, and that will hold you back more than anything else. Donovan, how long had you been in business before you really started making, getting to where you needed to be at, to where you're not on the truck and you're not doing all those things?
It took me a long time. I mean, years and years and years before I was off the truck. And then, I was off the truck and still not making a lot of money. I was making six figures, but I was off the truck for a while, and I was sort of like, I'd call it like an absentee business owner. So we did that for a while, um, but we still didn't refine our quoting process. I didn't really understand what I needed to truly charge and quote in order to be truly profitable. What I did is I was able to get so good and so efficient at doing the work and really good at training people to where I could scrape by. Again, I'm talking six figures, but you know, we're spending 50, $60,000 a month now without batting an eye. So six figures ain't going to cut it for us currently. Um, but it took years. Now, it did not take years because it takes years. It took years because of this. All right, and I'll say that again, and I repeat myself pretty often because I'm pretty damn dumb. But it took me years, not because it takes years to do this. It took me years because of these 6 inches right here. All right, between this ear and that ear is the longest distance and the longest amount of time it's going to take you guys. Um, because once I made that decision, once it finally clicked, it took months. I mean, it took months to change up my entire business, right? I can make an improvement right now because now I have the mentality and the mindset of listening and improving my business, not just working in it. And I can make a decision right now and I can see my entire business change in 30 to 60 days. So anybody listen, if anybody has plugged into Jason's channel for a year it's just not quite clicking, you get around this guy and he says one thing, one sentence, one word, one paragraph, and it finally clicks for you, and then you apply it in your business. It would be 30 to 60 days before you see that change. I guarantee if I was calling anybody in this channel and you prove to me that you're dedicated to making a change in your business, and I was on you every minute of every day, you could accomplish almost any one of your goals in the next 30 to 60 days. And that's just based upon my experience because I've spent years doing it the wrong way. And then it finally clicked. I finally made that decision and took action, and I saw the direct results like 30, 60 days later. Um, so I know that might sound like cliche or something like that, but that truly was the way that it was. I went years with doing it the quote unquote wrong way or the long way or the hard way. And then, life gets easy once you make the right decisions and take action on it.
Next thing is price is not determined on the what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, but the value, right? And what are the value that you're going to do? Are you going to show up? How many 5-star reviews do your company have? How much? What's your guarantee that you're going to make them happy and satisfied? Are you going to show up? Are you going to use quality materials? And even quality materials isn't always value that we're giving them. Are we going to make it easy for them, or do they got to jump through 10 hoops to get a quote, and then it takes 10 hoops? How can we build value of to this customer so that this customer feels like it's a white glove, red carpet experience, right? It's the most best experience I've ever had. And when you start doing the most best experience you ever had, you will see it in your reviews. They will tell you in your reviews that, you know what, he wasn't the cheapest, but man, he showed up. He did this, and this. And when you get your values and you start selling on those values of how those values you're selling on, I didn't even hear
I
what
pushed the wrong button. I pushed the speaker button instead of the mute button.
uh, and so, your values is definitely something that you have to be able to get this down and figuring it out, right? And that is an important part to make sure that you are selling on values. What are some of the values that you pride that you sell on and implement in your business, Donovan?
That we have competent people in the office that know which button to push, so you don't push the wrong fucking button and put people on mute and speakerphone and hold while you're in the middle of doing a live. So hiring competent people, that's something we sell on. I just need to make sure the dude is. Oh crap! All right, I'm not pushing any buttons. It's just gonna ring. All right, mute. All right, there we go. That's gonna be a good review right there. All right, look, people may not think that what you just listed is important, but you need to talk about the quality, and you need to let people know, and you need to be passionate about the fact that you're going to do the best job, not just that you can wash their house for $100. And everything that we've talked about, we're trying to build up to all the things you need to have in place before we can do our quote. And I promise you, Jason and I are going to give you step by step how to quote. We're going to do that in this live, right? But these are the things you got to have in place first. Jason talked about the importance of having good quality materials. And you're like, well, what does that matter on a house wash? Well, last week, my chemical injector went bad. And instead of siphoning up bleach, it shot water back down the opposite direction and filled up my bleach tank with water. So let's say you got 50 gallons of bleach in a tank, and then you fill it up with another 50 to 100 gallons of water, and it's overflowing all over the place. And now you got diluted bleach. Well, do you dump that tank because it's not strong anymore? Or do you try to go out to a house wash and make do because you're worried about losing $100, $150 worth of bleach? Well, if you dump the tank, you're out 100, $150. A lot of people can't afford that because they're not bidding it properly. But somebody who is, okay, bidding it right, who can afford it, they can make that decision based upon quality. And they're like, look, I'm not going to show up to a job and use subpar sodium hypochlorite. It waited too long. It got too hot. I ordered 300 gallons of bleach and it showed up and it wasn't the right whatever. So if I go to a house wash, there's a chance that I'm going to get more touch-ups because I'm using bleach that isn't hot. Or are you just going to dump it, call it a loss, and go out there and do whatever it takes to get the job done right? So all these things right there make a big difference. And I think when you have that mindset and you can make those decisions, and when the customer calls in and you don't mute them, you actually answer on the first ring. You can afford to answer your phone on the first ring, and it's quality every step of the way. It's quality, best of the best of the best. You can hire competent people in the office, not some random person who has an accent in another country that now they're doing a power washing quote, and then the next thing they're doing is a plumbing quote, and the one after that they're quoting floral decorations. Like, I don't know what it is, but you can afford to have competent people answer the phone on the first ring, not you, Joe Blow, 3 stories up in the air with the power washer going off in the background, trying to write down their information on the hand, and you forget to call them back. You explain to them, okay, have you had professional power washing done before? Absolutely. Okay, awesome. Well, let me tell you how we do it because it might be a little different and, in my opinion, a little bit better quality than what you may have had before. Oh, all right, that's one option that you go. The second option is, no, you haven't had power washing done before. Oh, or it's been 2 or 3 years. Okay, awesome. Well, let me tell you how I'm different because we're not the cheapest company, but we're the best around. Let me tell you how we're going to take care of your home and clean this and make it look brand new, so that you don't have to worry about it and you're never gonna have to look for another company again. So we start out with da 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 da. You're not saying, yeah, you got a 2-story home that's 2,500 square feet. We can be out there on next Thursday for $300. Does that work for you? What you're doing is you're talking to them about value and you're talking to them about how you're doing it, not just what you're doing. And it all ties in. So that's my take on it.
When quoting a price high pressure washing jobs, always think in terms of what the job will do for the customer, right? We're the customer has a problem, we have the solution. And we're going to give that solution to them. You know, a lot of times people, you know, and this is where I see people will be like, well, you know, I just had someone tell me the other day that they had a problem, and the customer's problem, actually I think it was Chris, that they had a problem. The HOA was giving them a ticket because the north facing side was dirty. So it went from a $250, $300 ticket. He went in there and ended up selling a $3,900 job because the customer didn't know that he could get his sidewalks clean, didn't know that they could get the patio paver clean, didn't know that he could get his whole house washed. And so with that, it's about making sure that we give them the solution, right? We're going to give them a solution. We're going to give them a solution that they might not even knew that they had a problem. That's why we do packages, right? They call for the house wash and we give them a solution for the house wash, the window cleaning, and the driveway cleaning, and the roof cleaning, and whatever else that they might have. And so when we do this, this is how we're giving them solutions. We love giving solutions. And this is what you should be doing, is giving solutions. I hate when I deal with people and they say, well, I can't do that. Why can't you do that? Well, because blah, 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 blah. And usually it's excuse after excuse after excuse. I don't want excuses. You're not selling excuses. You're selling solutions. And when you sell solutions, you don't sell excuses. Everybody can have an excuse. I could come up with 100 different excuses. I want solutions. I want things that will take care of a problem. Just like when I hire someone, I don't want that person to be giving me excuses. I want them to be giving me solutions. Hey, the phone is ringing. Guess what? That means you got to answer the phone and answer it and be professional, right? And so those are solutions. It's the same thing, whether we're talking internally or externally. We want solutions. We don't want excuses.
Absolutely. I posted in the Christmas light group. If anybody's interested in Christmas lights, they go to on Facebook group. It's probably the one group Jason would recommend is Christmas light contractors. No BS. We talk about business. We're focusing on helping people grow their business. But I made a post yesterday. I posted a photo of a home, and it's a relatively basic house. Okay. And I posted on there, all right, make your design and list out what you would charge for this home. All right. And there's a lot of guys on there. They said $1,500 for roof line, or they said, whatever. And nobody has yet to post a price that they would charge of what we closed the job for. All right. So this is a basic home. I mean, it's probably like this size house. So it's not some huge fancy McMansion. It's probably this size of a home. And we closed that job for close to $6,000 for hanging Christmas lights. And everybody else is on there and they're saying, you charge $1,500 for this, or, you could add on some bushes for $250, or you can do this. But nobody has gotten their quotes up to $6,000 yet, which is what we have closed the job at. And, at our last class we did, I love that DJ was there. And he was as text messages were coming in on quotes that he was closing, he's like, hey, I just closed this $3,000 power wash, and I just closed this and that. And so that is one of the really cool things about coming to our trainings, is that we open the books and we got people there and we show like examples of how you can get these premium pricing, doing exactly what Jason and I are talking about. So again, give the client, like Jason was saying, give the client the option. The client called in saying, hey, I need one side of my house cleaned. Give the client the option, the opportunity to pay you premium. There are people out there who crave high quality premium service. If you're on TikTok or YouTube or anything like that, we see videos all the time of like this person, they're making a video complaining about the service that they've got from a contractor or from a restaurant or whatever. So those people out there are picky, but they're craving premium service. So our job is to find the people who want premium service, and then the difficult part is who are willing to pay for it. But when you match those two together, and then our mindset is everything we do is going to be the best of the best of the best, and I'm going to continue to grow as a business owner, trying to find a better way of giving more premium service. When I have that mindset, not the, oh, I've been doing this for 20 years, I'm not going to do it that way because XYZ. When I actually listen to the people around me who have these ideas, and I got that mindset of trying to find a better way of doing it that matches up with my premium clients, and then I'm willing to offer it to them, That's how come that dude sold a $3,600 power washing job on what somebody else would have just charged probably $99 to come out there and power wash the one side of the house.
So, talking a little bit about pricing, I gotta quit doing what I'm doing. Um, Jeremy down here, Jeremy told me to quit it, so I'm gonna have to quit it. I'm bad about grabbing my beard, doing different things, so I'm working on it, Jeremy. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I have issues. I might have some Tourette's, or I don't know what it is, but I have issues. I never said I was perfect, but I will work on it just for you, because I do have issues. Like everybody has issues. I think everybody on here probably has ADD in some form or another. But all right, let me get back to my thing because I get talking here. So $1 Million Name here has put on some stuff about average house is around 250, 300. You only charging not very much for not charging much for stuff. Manny is a one-man show. Manny came to our class and getting brother on board. He messed up his first job in 2 weeks, and he's been having high dollar tickets. I know Chris has high dollar tickets. And so what really comes out of high dollar tickets and how you get these high dollar tickets is, knowing what you're worth, right? You was asking, the one guy was asking about cleaning and sealing. I'm at $2-3. We were $6 to $8 to clean and seal decks, right? You can be $6 to $10 in today's age, and you're going to make money doing cleaning and sealing a deck. It's not rocket science. It's not hard. It's not easy. It sucks, but you can make $6 to $10 a foot. I would not want to be doing it for $2 to $3 a foot. Now, is there guys out there that still do it for $2 to $3 a foot and has a job at that point? Yes, they have a job at $2 to $3 a foot, and so it is important that you start charging, And so one of the things is, somebody was talking about, how do you get this? How do you get these high ticket problems? First off is knowing your mindset that I want everyone to put you are not your customer in the comments. And then after you put that, I want you to put that, I want some of you to start putting your close rates in here, and you're going to see what is your close rate? How many jobs do you close? If you got 10 jobs, out of those 10 jobs, how many are you going to close? Well, I can tell you, DJ is going to close 4 out of 10. And some part of this month, he only closed 3 out of 10. And so when we're talking about this, is not everyone's your customer. That's the first thing. And so what that means is we have to do marketing. And so marketing is key. You are not your customer. Marketing is key. And, I see people be like, well, how do I get these jobs? How do I do marketing? What do I need to do for marketing? Consistency compounds. I don't care what you do for marketing, but if you do it consistently of anything that you do, it will compound. It will get better over time. Donovan, he's been in business 10, 12, 15 years, maybe even longer. He just got a website 2 or 3 years ago. So people be like, oh, I got to have a website. No, you don't have to have a website. Like I say, Donovan's been in business for a long time, and he never had a website till 2 or 3 years ago, right?
These are probably like 2-3 years old.
Yeah. So, people think that, but what he did? He was consistent in one thing. And that one thing was yard signs, right? You've done yard signs from day one, and you've been consistency with yard signs. And guess what? He has grown his business to a lot of where he's at is through yard signs. Now, one thing Donovan is really good at is he's really good at networking. He's probably one of my networking king guys that I know. He's very good at networking. He gets a lot of work from networking. But again, you don't do networking without doing it consistently. And when you do it consistently, it compounds. And it makes it amazing how when you do one thing over and over and over and over and over and over, you will get better at it. You will do better at it. And eventually it will compound over and over and over. Consistency compounds. Just remember that. Consistency compounds. I see a lot of people be like, well, Jason, that didn't work. Well, how long did you do it? Well, I only did it for 1 week. I only put out 50 signs and I didn't get nothing. Consistency compounds. I'm on Facebook, and that didn't work, Jason. Facebook don't work. Consistency compounds. You got to do it over and over and over and over, and you will learn in doing by over and over and over. Consistency compounds. So do LinkedIn. Well, Jason, that didn't work. Consistency compounds. Jason Hefner's been doing this for about a year, and then guess what? He's getting a $90,000 quote off of it. He's done $20,000 jobs off of it. Benjamin did it for 2 or 3 years before he got a $175,000 job off of consistency compounds. It's not something that we can do one time and say, "Oh, Jason, that didn't work." You're right, it didn't work, and it won't work. If we do one thing one time, it's not going to work. Very rarely it's going to work the first time in the first place, right? Because we might know that you did yard signs and you put all these services on your yard signs. Well, I could have told you that was going to fail, right? You do pressure washing and phone number, gutter cleaning and phone number. Simple. Keep it simple. Kiss it, baby. Keep it simple. So with that, Donovan not eating today, he actually ate before we even got started here, right out of the get-go. So he's already eaten all that already. But consistency compounds. It's amazing how that works. Like I say, Donovan didn't have a website in the beginning. He did other things that grew his business. In fact, a website is definitely consistency compounds. Because just because you have a website doesn't mean you're going to get business. It takes time for it to compound and things that we do to make that work. And so consistency compounds. And so
here's the thing. I don't think it matters what you're doing so much as that you are doing something consistently, right? You can focus on contacting every single one of your clients and getting 100 reviews this month. And then you can focus on putting out a lot of yard signs the next month. And then you can focus on something else, or you can focus on doing YouTube videos or whatever you want it to be. But you need to do something, and just don't do nothing. Perfect example. All right.
Nothing compounds too, right? Nothing compounds to nothing, to nothing, to nothing, to nothing.
Well, what's going to happen is your business is going to do this number. You're always going to be doing this, whereas we kind of want it to just go like that. Okay, we want it to slowly increase. But perfect example being, I did YouTube there for maybe a year or something like that with my gutter cleaning business, and I put some videos out there because I saw a need of bringing awareness about safety and cleaning gutters quickly and stuff like that. The other thing is that we got really good at cleaning the gutters so dang quick that I needed evidence that I could send a link to a few of my clients saying, "Hey, yeah, this is how we clean the gutters. This is why we're so quick. Here's a link. I get that we were at your house for 15 minutes, but here's a video of us cleaning whatever." Now, look, I did that years ago, but I posted enough where I got a few thousand people a part of the channel. And then also, if you're in Raleigh, North Carolina, and you type in gutter cleaning, you might be one of my YouTube videos that pop up on Google, right? And so last month, we had another commercial company that they focused on commercial cleaning, and they had too many contracts in the local area. Guess who they called? Me. And so we probably did $20,000, $30,000 last month off of him finding me on YouTube, right? And so, that goes to twofold. It goes to what we were talking about before, giving, okay, and it'll come back to you, because a lot of people are like, I don't know how many times I've been asked, "Donovan, why do you help train people? Why do you give away all your secrets? Why do you help local people? That's going to help your competition. That's going to do this. That's going to do that." All right, look, for one, I don't care about my local competition and what they're charging, what they're doing. The only thing I care about is if they're charging more than me, why am I not charging more than them? And if they're doing something better than me, how can I learn from them? But I don't care about everybody else just getting started or whatever. My theory is I want them to get as good as me, if not learn and become better, and then I can learn from them, right? So it goes to two things we talked about: charging enough so that I had the time, I can make those YouTube videos, and then it'll come back to me. And the other thing is consistently doing something. So this other company, they saw that I had a lot of good reviews on Google. They saw that I had videos proving of what I'm doing. They saw that I'm still in business after years because I was charging enough We sat down, we did an interview. They say, how do you pay your employees? How do you have this? How do you have that? And so when I sat down for the interview, they saw that I had W-2 employees, and they saw that I was doing all these combination of things, not necessarily one thing really, really, really good. And in that one particular instance, it turned into, again, $10, $20, $30,000 last month alone. That doesn't factor anything else, but you got to do something and always be doing something. And what you double down on is what's working. So for me, I've tried Google Ads. I think it's not quite my thing. I don't think I quite got that dialed in. But I want good reviews on Google, and I want yard signs. Like, if nothing else, we just do that consistently. Every now and again, we'll do some door hangers, or we'll do some, post on social media, or we'll do a YouTube video, or we'll do a TikTok this, or we do something every now and again, but consistently yard signs and getting a review is what has worked really well for us. And again, I mean, we probably had $300,000 last month in revenue. So it works. Don't quit. That's another big thing. Outlast everybody else.
Yeah, that's what I say. And I don't know why my channel's coming up as Tesla. That is a great question. Even my whole YouTube channel is Tesla.
Change your passwords. Elon Musk hacked in there because you said that Cybertrucks are stupid. So he said, all right, I'm going to change all your...
My whole stuff has changed to Tesla. That is not good.
That's not good at all. Well, I'll let you focus on that, and let me go over my quoting process, and we'll probably wrap it up with this, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm going to go over how I want to quote stuff online. So my power washing quotes, my Christmas light quotes, almost everything is online. I even quoted, commercial properties, power washing, gutter cleaning, and stuff like that. I quote all of that online. And so going into it, you gotta watch the first half. You're just tuning in. This has been a really, really, really good episode of Jason's channel, because we've gone over the mindset, and now the actual steps for me are, I'm gonna have a conversation with the client, whether it be email or on the phone or whatever, but I have that conversation, and I'm gonna ask my questions so that they know that I'm giving them a quote that has been customized to them. Now, I don't give out unique quotes. So I don't say, all right, this is the one time I'm going to do this. So I don't quote rust removal, because that is a unique type thing that is specific to that one job or something like that. I'm not quoting rust removal on every single job. So that's not part of my process. Now, if it comes up and I need to do it, I can do that after I'm already out at the job doing other type of work. Okay? So what I'm talking to the clients about are my quality. I'm asking them the questions, what do you need done? And if they say, well, I got this rust on the side of the house, that may not be my customer, because I'm not trying to go out there and specialize in just doing that. I want the customer that wants a premium experience, and they want the standard service that I'm doing repeatedly, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times a day. That's what I'm looking for. And so I'm pre-qualifying people as much as I'm talking about the premium service that I'm offering. So I'm pre-qualifying for them to see if they qualify to be my customer. Now, once they pass pre-qualification, I'm going to then get all of their contact information. So name, address, phone number. Jason's talked about how to do this in a lot of videos, where you don't just be like, hey, what's your name? What's your address? What's your phone number? You ask it because you've already taken the time to pre-qualify them, whether that took 30 seconds or 3 minutes. You've already taken the time to make sure that they are going to be your customer. Now you can invest the time into that qualified lead to build a relationship. And that's what we're doing at this point. We're building a relationship. We're quoting them for the work that we already know that we're willing to do. And I'm going to get all their information, and I'm going to pull up a lot of their information on Google. If it's a new home or whatever, I'm going to go to Zillow, or I'm going to go to a local county website that has accurate information on their house. So for me, I can go to wakegov.com and actually get an outline of their house. It'll tell me that the deck is 10 feet by 20 feet, and that the house, it's like the front of the house is 50 feet, and then it goes back 5 feet, and then it comes over 25 feet and goes back 40 feet. So I can get the exact dimensions from a local county website. Those are things that you guys can look up. And when you include that on a quote, it is very beneficial. The other thing is they have, I think it's like iMaps or something like that, where you can go to your county. Every time you got to get what Jason's trying to get done, a survey done as property, whatever, it's all registered online. So you can see the layouts of the property. This is great for measuring decks and driveways and everything else. So I'm going to take the time and I'm going to get the information about what they're looking for. And that's going to be a quote. That's going to be a line item. And that's going to be, if I'm willing to price anything competitively, for me, it's gutter cleaning. Okay. I'm going to price that at a competitive rate. That might be one line item, but everything else is going to be premium, or it's going to be bundled, where the one thing that they want is part of that premium package. Okay. I like doing line items, but sometimes I'll do bundle as well. So if they want gutter cleaning, okay, well, you can get gutter cleaning in this other package, or Jeremy did a super chat. I don't know what Jeremy said. But you can get that as part of a package, or you can get it as a line item. Now, I'm going to attach a photo, a description, and a price for that line item, whether it be gutter cleaning or whether it be house wash package, basic house wash package, medium, whatever. But I'm going to, with my CRM, attach a photo of their home so that the quote is also customized to them. The line item fits their home. There's going to be a description in there. And then I will send that off to the client. But one thing I'm doing on my quotes is, if they call me for just a gutter cleaning, I'm going to find some sort of way on every single quote to give them a premium option for them having the ability to select a premium option. So like, let's just take gutter cleaning and that one service. Yeah, the one-time gutter cleaning, we'll call it $200. Or they could sign up for the initial gutter cleaning and a maintenance plan, which is 4 cleanings a year. It's not a discount plan. The maintenance plan is, we're going to come out there and clean your gutters before they get clogged up. So 4 times a year around the heavy debris fall, they can select that item. And so the first gutter cleaning was $200. The maintenance plan is like $190. So they're not saving a lot of money, but what they're doing is they're getting premium priority booking on the schedule. It's automated and it's ongoing. It's a premium option for me, and they never have to worry about gutter cleaning again. So I'm putting that on every single quote, regardless if they ask for it or not, because I'm educating them that, hey, here's the best option. But the other thing is that it makes that one-time gutter cleaning more valuable. When I'm selling them a $1,000 line item and I'm selling them a $200 line item, it makes the $200 line item automatically more valuable. When you're selling a $500 house wash, a $1,000 house wash, and a $3,000 house wash, maybe they can't afford that 500, or maybe they can't afford that 1,000 or 3,000, but they can definitely afford the 500, and the 500 is more valuable. Whereas if you just put the 500 on there, they're gonna be like, hey, can I get a discount? And they're gonna try to get it for $450 or something. But when you're giving them 3 options already, or when you're giving them a premium option and then what they ask for, they're already getting a discount by not selecting the premium option, if that makes sense. So we're including all that. They can literally click a button and select it or deselect it. And then the biggest key is follow-up, because I've invested the time in pre-qualifying. I've invested the time in putting together a really good quote that's customized to them. And now I'm going to spend even more time following up. Most of our clients are going to approve it on the spot. The people who do approve it, I would probably say like 80% are going to approve it on the spot. They're not going to say, well, I need to check with my wife, or hey, I'm getting 3 quotes. That's usually not them. But we do get a good percentage, 20%, that are going to approve it on the follow-up. And the way that I do follow-ups for me personally is on Mondays, I'm shooting an email to everybody. Everybody who's a lead that I need to get more information from them, because I don't have enough information to convert it to a quote yet. So everybody's getting an email on Monday. So my leads are getting emails, my quotes are getting emails. The people who are haven't paid me yet, they got outstanding invoices, I'm doing all of that follow-ups on Monday, are getting an email. On Wednesdays, they're getting a text message, and on Fridays, they're getting a phone call. So every week, I got 3 follow-ups going out, 3 different ways, every single week, and that might go for 1 or 2 weeks. And then I'll archive the quote because I won't bug them. And then quarterly or 2 times a year, I'm going to send an email blast out to everybody that it's not specifically about a specific request or a specific quote or specific invoice. It could be, hey, it's time to schedule a gutter cleaning. It's just a general follow up to every single one of my clients. So that is in a nutshell, my process. The big takeaways are only one item is allowed to be competitively priced. I'm not going to do more work for more money. So I'm not going to say, if you do all this, I'll give you a discount. I'm saying, here's the one item that you can get for a good deal. If you want me to do more stuff, it's all going to be premium. That's one of my rules. And then, good quality follow up. And we're not doing unique for the home. We're doing customized. So we're doing the same thing over and over again. It's just customized for each home.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, if you want to learn how to have a successful pressure washing Christmas light business, keep watching the channel. Obviously, we do have trainings. You can go to kingofpressurewash.com. I put a link down here. We're having an in-person training. We teach everything that you need to know. We go in detail. We open books. It's a lot of information, and I know it's a lot of information, but that is our goal, is to help you start and grow your pressure washing or Christmas light business at the end of the day, or any business. To be honest, it works with any business. I know a lot of times people think it's all about the equipment. I'm sorry to tell you, it's not about the equipment. The equipment, the picture that I posted on this video is an $800,000 truck of Donovan's old piece of beat up truck that's made hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so it's not about the equipment. It's about, you can do this. It's about the mindset. It's about how do you charge right. I see so many people, and Donovan has bought so much equipment from people that didn't know how to run a business, that didn't know how to charge, didn't know how to do premium pricing, didn't know how to do marketing, but man, they had a beautiful rig, and now he's bought it, and now he bought it for half of what they paid for it. And he's done it over and over and over. And so it is not about the equipment. Can I have someone say it is not about the equipment, right? It is about what we do, how we do it, how we answer the phone, how we do those things. I do a class, and it's 3 days long. 1 day is pressure washing, 1 day is Christmas light, and 1 day is marketing. But honestly, I talk about marketing and sales in the Christmas light and pressure washing a half of those days too. I don't go all day talking about equipment, because it's not about the equipment, guys. It is not about the equipment. I see so many people think it's about the equipment. I gotta have this equipment so I can do premium pricing. Wrong. I gotta have this equipment so I can bid higher jobs. Wrong. No, you don't. It's not about the equipment. It's how you sell yourself. It's how you make yourself look important. It's about how you follow up. And guess what? I talk about all of this, and I go in detail. And so, yes, Donovan's equipment, and exactly 100%. He buys cheap equipment. He likes to network, and those people will sell him cheap equipment for literally half the price. In this training, I don't sell equipment. He sells lights, but even then, we're not, hey, you need to buy my lights. We don't do that. It's about, what do you need to make your business grow? That's the most important part. It is, what do you need to make your business grow? That is the most important part about it. You know what? If you don't have money to do it, I've given enough free information out here that you can take that time and go do it, right? It's just like marketing. It's either time or you spend money. And honestly, in learning, if you spend money, you open your brain. I'm just sorry to say it. It's just one of those things. You don't usually open your brain if you don't spend money. It's just the way things are. But other than that, we've been on here an hour. I've got to go fix some stuff because it looks like I've gotten hacked. Half my videos, or all my videos, are on private. So, it's a beautiful thing that I guess I get to deal with, a good old hacker. So hopefully they haven't screwed me too hard. But that's what I get to do this afternoon. So hopefully you don't have to do the same thing. But
I'm gonna go check all
any
my
words
stuff.
of wisdom before we jump off here, Donovan?
Um, if you guys don't have cash in the bank, I'm talking about dollar bills in the bank. You think you got a big business or whatever. I'm using this as maybe something to be a metric that you guys can look at. If you guys don't have cash in the bank, um, whatever it may be, 50,000, 100,000, couple $100,000, if you don't have that, you might not fully understand premium pricing and how to sell jobs for premium pricing. I would strongly encourage you, if that's the case, to get around somebody in any way that you can. You can do it for free with Jason every week. You can come to a training. You can sign up for a mentorship type, whatever. Whatever you got to do to get around somebody who does have actual cash in the bank, like actual money dollar bills, who understands premium pricing, and they're willing to share and they're willing to prove it to you. Because there's a lot of guys out there that, again, they're out there doing training because they sell power washing rigs. There's a ton, a ton of Christmas light companies that sell Christmas lights, and they do training so that they can sell you more lights. That's the only reason they do it. But they're out there making money off training, and they're people teaching the class are installing in a day 1/3 of what I install in a day per crew, like dollar figure wise. All right. So I would really encourage you, whatever you got to do to get around somebody who can really lock in and help you understand premium pricing. And if you're like me, I was stubborn. I am so stubborn because I change slowly, which is a great thing. But once I make a decision, I can make a decision really dang quick. Okay. Do whatever it takes to get around somebody who can help you make that mental click, because that's what made the biggest difference dollar figure wise in my personal business. And I'm not saying this to sell you any training. I mean, I've spent all morning talking to people for free and giving them advice, and same thing even on this live. Like I'm not doing this to try to sell you anything or whatnot. The way Jason and I do business is we try to give away as much value for free as we can. And then if you become successful and you choose to do business with us, we want to be able to supply you a vehicle to do that. So if you need training, we're happy to provide you training. If you need materials, Jason's happy to provide a link where you can get materials. I'm happy to sell you lights. We're happy to tell you what the best equipment is. But that's after you become successful. So again, I don't want to harp on it too much, but the thing that's cost me the most money is not charging enough, and the thing that's made me the most money is understanding premium, and it's also freed up my time the most. When I was charging little, I didn't have any time. The moment I took a break, I couldn't afford to take a break. Yeah, I need to answer the phone. Hey, today's a holiday, right? I can afford to not answer the phone today because it's a holiday. Right? But when I was first starting out and I was charging cheap, you better believe that I would answer that phone. On a holiday, you better believe when it was raining, I was still working because I couldn't afford not to. Hey, I'm giving premium service because I'm answering my phone on a holiday, and I'm working in the rain no matter what, and I'm doing whatever it takes. No, I couldn't fucking afford not to. You know what I mean? Understanding premium, you can afford some of those things. You can afford those decisions. I don't have to have somebody in the office today. I said, hey, if you guys want to work, you can work. I didn't have to make the one crew that's out working today, I didn't have to make them work, because if they don't work, I don't have enough money to pay the bills this week. But I guarantee you, when I was first starting out, before I understood premium pricing, look, I don't care. It's Labor Day. It ain't Christmas. We're working. Labor Day is a fake holiday. And you don't have a choice. But now all my people have a choice. If you want to work, work. If you don't. If you want more hours, make more money, okay, great. If not, we can make it up tomorrow, right? So I hope you guys understand that. That's something that's probably made the biggest impact in my business and gave me the most time back, is really truly understanding it. And if you've been in business for a while and you don't have a lot of money in the bank, a lot of cash in the bank, you may not fully understand it. So
this is a great one here. This is a great one. We got to answer this one here before we get off here. How can you charge premium prices if you pull up with a rust bucket?
Look, the one crew that's out working today is driving that truck that Jason was talking about. Um, you know, a rust bucket and leaking oil all over the driveway, no. No, that ain't gonna cut it. But a truck that is clean, okay, um, you're not dripping in chemicals, you're not dripping, oil all over the driveway. Okay, clean your truck. This isn't a fancy, this right here is not a fancy shirt, but it's clean. You know what I mean? It has a logo on it. You could wear just a blue shirt, but you can't show up with a holy shirt. You can't show up with a, you know what I mean? I wish I had one sitting right here. You know what? Actually, I think I might. All right, look, this here is probably a $5, $10 shirt, and this here is also a $5, $10 shirt without the logo on. There's a difference. Okay. Now, you don't have to go out and buy a $50, $100 jersey that's full sublimation with all the fancy drops and all the fancy graphics and all that other type of crap. But you do need a clean shirt. Like I said, this right here can make you $300 an hour without the logo. Okay. But if you just don't give a crap and you're showing up in this, there's a big difference. There's a big difference. My white truck is clean. Okay. It's $1,000 truck. It runs, it starts, it doesn't leak oil, but it's not a $60,000 truck. There's a big difference there. Now, look, in the beginning, if that's the only thing you have, use it, right? If you only have one shirt, don't show up without a shirt. But what you're going to do is you're going to answer the phone on time. You're going to ask the quality questions. You're going to tell the client what you're doing. Not you're going to tell the client how you do it, not just what you're going to do. Okay, so you're going to do all these other things. You're going to get a good Google review. You're going to do all the things that don't require a lot of money until you can go spend $5 on a shirt that doesn't have bleach stains in it. Until you can go spend $2, $3, $4, $5,000 on a truck that doesn't leak oil, right? But you still don't need to go out and buy a $60,000 truck with a $40,000 rig in the back, which somebody posted in these comments, hey, I'm going to a training that XYZ is putting on this week. I promise you, they're going to sell you a rig at that training. I promise you. I promise you, they're going to sell you a rig at that training. And I promise you, I got one of those rigs sitting in my shop. And what we're going to talk about is how much that rig sucks. Okay, that I bought that rig on a discount because the guy who bought it went out of business. Okay, so it ain't about the fancy rig that they bought from that person who put on the training that they showed up for. It's about what Jason and I are going to spend a day, day and a half talking about, which is how to quote, how to talk about premium, how to interact with clients, how to get good quality leads. Okay, and then go buy you a shirt that doesn't have holes in it. Go buy you a truck that isn't rusty or isn't leaking oil. But you don't need to go get a $60,000 truck.
Yep, I agree 100%. Awesome, guys. Thank you all for coming out today. I know I didn't do it last night. Sorry. I was helping save lives and all that good stuff. Hope you all have a great week. And if you're coming to class, make sure you ask lots of questions. We love lots of questions. Stupid flies about to drive me nuts. We love helping people make money, and that's our goal. So that is our goal. So hope you all have a good night, and we'll see you all later.